Now, almost a year ago, an earthquake and tsunami hit northeast Japan and left a trail of devastation. More than 20,000 people died or are still missing. Well, since then, there's been a tireless fundraising effort to try and help the victims of the disaster.
Well, as part of that, a concert called JapaNOISE is going to be held at the Sage Gateshead. Joe McElderry is headlining the event, and today he met the founders of the Japanese Disaster Fund. Julie Harrison reports.
So as you stood on the harbour, as far as you could see, where once there had been houses and businesses and cafes, all that was left, were literally wooden stumps.
Kingsley Smith and his wife Sayoko describe what they saw when they visited the areas worst hit by the disaster.
It had been totally destroyed by the fire.
Almost a year later, and there are still 150,000 people living in shelters with no privacy to grieve.
It's just devastating to see when it's on the news for 4 weeks at a time or at the front pages, and then it kind of goes, it slips naturally, it slips everybody's mind. But I think it's important that it keeps being addressed, and we still understand that they're going through terrible times at the minute.
Japanese Disaster Fund.
Sayoko Smith is chairman of the Northeast Japanese Women's Association. The members were spurred into action by the plight of the people living in their country. They set up the Japanese Disaster Fund, and so far they've raised £30,000 to help those affected pick up the pieces of their lives.
They know where we come from and what the people are doing in northeast of England to help them. Their thought is always with them. That made them really, really happy and appreciated for it. So we really built excellent bond between Miyagi and northeast, and those money we raise, we know that will go direct to these people whom we met, and therefore the ties get more stronger.
Jane Morland, who works for Northumbrian Water, came up with the idea for JapaNOISE. With a target of £50,000, it will be the biggest fundraising event in the UK for the Japanese Disaster Fund.
I'm doing a full show. It's going to be all the songs that everybody knows off the pop album, off the classic album, a few of the X Factor favourites. I want it to be a fun night. People are coming out, and if they buy a ticket, all they have to do is come in here and have a good time, and they've helped raise money and raise awareness.
The last time Joe was here at the Sage, he made sure everyone had a good time. So hopefully the £50,000 target will easily be reached. Julie Harrison reporting in Gateshead.
Isn't it nice to see Joe using his fame and his talent to help others?
It's going to be a good night, isn't it? If you would like to go along to see Joe and to support the Japanese Disaster Fund, the concert, JapaNOISE, is on Saturday the 25th of February at Sage Gateshead.